Clarabelle on the Mooo-ve is the second segment of the 21st episode of Mickey Mouse Roadster Racers, and part of it I liked, part of it I didn't really care for. And I have to say, it's not the episode's fault. Absolutely not. The episode itself has an interesting structure. It works very well. I think it was very fast-paced. It was very heightened. There's a lot of uncertainty as anxieties get higher and, you know, the racers feel the tension. But for me personally, I didn't care for it because I don't like Clarabelle. And it's as simple as that. I am not a fan of Clarabelle. Occasionally I can take her or leave her, but sometimes I actually kind of actively dislike the character, and that's not unique to Roadster Racers. That's in Clubhouse, Funhouse, the classic cartoons, House of Mouse, anywhere. I've just never found a version of Clarabelle that I like. There are, as I said, occasionally appearances where she doesn't bother me, but for the most part I find her really irritating, and that's definitely the case here. So it's not the episode's fault, I'm aware of that. However, it was still interesting to see her drive. She wants to become a roadsterette, and she gets behind a car and takes part in the race, and because that's different, because we have a different driver, it mixes things up a bit and makes it a little bit exciting. So even though I didn't like her as a character and I didn't really care about how she did, because it was different to the usual episode, it meant there was that level of fascination, and I was curious to see what would happen. So it's not my favourite segment. Definitely not. But I am perfectly willing to admit that it's not the episode's fault. As I said, it's a well-structured narrative that's got a lot of emotion in it, a lot of tension, a lot of uncertainty about how the race will conclude. So there's nothing wrong with the episode at all. There's nothing I would change differently, or do differently, or change about it. It's just not an episode for me. So Clarabelle on the Mooo-ve, needless to say, I don't care about it that much, but it's not the episode's fault. It's definitely not a bad episode.